Today I'm talking about energy, social media, and how you can attract customers even when your social media responses are crickets. If you're tired of the same non-existent results and you're ready to do something different, pay attention. This is likely the difference you need to get what you want, which is more engagement and buying clients. When Twitter first came out and I joined it a year later, I was obsessed with numbers. Raising my count of followers. It consumed me daily. It wasn't a conscious decision to check my follower count every day. It became a habit before I knew it. Constantly refreshing to check my count and thinking up ways to ethically increase it. I wasn't interested in buying followers, and so learning social media energetics became my focus. By the time I shut down my Twitter account a decade later, I was on all the other major platforms with my follower counts increasing without my paying attention at all. I had changed my focus to content and following those I actually admired or wanted to learn from. This had been the advice presented at the start of my social media journey. It had been advice I'd ignored. The problem with most entrepreneurs and creatives when it comes to social media is starting off with a perception that is flawed. They believe that lots of followers means lots of money, and that lots of followers mean they finally made it. It is in fact one of the strongest forms of social proof, especially when you're in the information market. It is, however, not an indicator of wealth and influence where it truly counts. How you feel. I've spoken with hundreds of entrepreneurs at this point, including those with thousands upon thousands of followers. They all agree that social media is an excellent resource to attract future clients and to keep current clients happy with useful content. It is, however, not the only piece that brings in paying clients. A successful woman entrepreneur uses social media to bring in over $50,000 a month. She spent a fortune in advertising and many sleepless nights and long days building out her funnels, testing, and tweaking results. She explained this exact process to those who were listening to her. 1% of her followers actually paid attention and got the results she has. What happened to the other 99%? They truly thought her plan was insane and weren't prepared to spend the time, money, or energy building up her businesses her way, but they wanted her results using her ways. This is all too familiar for most of us. I remember the first time I was told to always have content on my social media and that would bring me clients. I fell off the wagon a few weeks in. There were days I couldn't be bothered, and the internet has energy. My scheduled posts did not perform, as well as the organic ones I made, irrespective of time or theme. This told me to focus on what I teach my clients to do with their social media. Be you, be real, and give them what they want to seal the know, like, trust factor. That's the biggest hang-up women entrepreneurs and creatives have around being themselves on social media. They usually start out with preconceived notions of what that will look like on the other side, and they don't like it. They don't want to be the face of the company, to share stories of their family, or post pictures of themselves randomly doing something. They didn't start their companies to be the face of it. They'd rather the value speaks for itself. Except in social media, leading with your personality is the first step. If you're struggling to have an engaged and growing social media account, it likely is that you've dressed up the storefront and put up wonderful signs and sales posters, but nobody's visiting or buying. Why is that? If I were to look at your social media profile, I'd tell you that you're talking to yourself, number one. What you share must have your client in mind. What would you like to know? Figure out, discover, uncover, learn, change, be. Are you providing content that speaks to that? Content that isn't what others have said, but your own thoughts, experiences, case studies, and preferences. By sharing your views and the above, you open up your heart and vision to your potential client. They see what you see and how you see it. If they like it, they'll purchase the view. So how does this happen? Through consistency. Putting out a fire post and sitting back to enjoy the thousands of leads isn't likely going to happen until you've experimented with all sorts of posts over a long time. That one post that brings you leads is a result of the many others that didn't, but helped you make the changes for the one that did. They are all necessary steps to building an engaged and buying social media gathering. So, if social media were a friend, how would you approach it? How would you think of it when you open up the pages? Would you brim over with excitement to connect with your friend, to share and engage? Or is this a tedious thing you must get done because some guru somewhere said so? Do you even remember the names of the people whose rules you're following? If your client is at the other end of your social media, how would you speak to them? What kind of things would you say about yourself, your work, your values, your awe-inspiring vision of the world through your business? These are the kinds of changes that help me transform my social media presence. Now when I post, I expect engagement. When I make offers, I expect leads and takers. This is not my focus of each post. However, this is my attitude because I know I'm speaking to my client, the one who's already made a decision to follow me and buy from me. This is my mindset, so I think and create and share everything they need to make changes right now and to empower them to take the next step, which is working with me. A client told me the other day that she spent money on influencers who did not bring her clients. I asked her what vibe, energy she received when she saw or read one of their posts showcasing her products. She explained that it felt forced, rushed, and like one other thing. When we looked at the values and energy she put into her work and what she expected to receive, she understood that her action led her away from that result. She had made a desperate move, and that energy could be felt. We worked out a plan to target the people who would actually fall in love with her products and write about them, because that's what they already did with what they loved. Go where you're wanted. That is something I strongly believe in. Instead of convincing people on a platform you were told would be the one, find the one and make it your home, just as you would any human relationship. Treat the medium with respect and it will respect you back. When you think of social media as your resume, it helps put things into perspective. Instead of being a marker of perceived success, let it be the one that tells people what you're doing and where you're going. That kind of energy draws and attracts, and it'll bring you what you are now missing: clients. What if you tried this out for a month? Use social media like the telephone line to speak directly with your clients to build and deepen your relationship consistently and with patience. What kind of results would that bring? Better yet, how would that make you feel?